What game to choose to play today? Alright everybody, it's Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, Heroes of the Lance on the NES, today on Happy Beard Games. Let's play! Alright, we're playing some AD&D, Heroes of the Lance. It's a Dragonlance video game for the NES, and it's notoriously known as one of the worst games on the system, and one of the worst video games of all time. Although I'm not really sure if it's really that bad, but it is one of the worst games that I have on the NES, just overall. And it's not saying that the series Dragonlance is bad or D&D is bad. This is a very bad adaptation of that game and novel. So don't expect this to play like D&D. Don't expect it to read like Dragonlance is what I'm saying. Now Dragonlance is based off this book called Dragons of Autumn Twilight. And it's a novel that I've been reading since I was 12. But it was this game is actually from a couple chapters in this book. So there is a direct correlation from the events in the game to this, and in some ways it actually helps you out a lot if you've read the book and are familiar with the characters, because it doesn't explain the class types, it doesn't explain the actions of the heroes, and it doesn't explain their purpose for the story and their purpose for traveling through the dungeon that they are in the game. And you'll see that in the gameplay as well. Now, Dragonlance itself was also based off of a role-playing game session of Dungeons & Dragons. So I have the D&D Dragonlance campaign setting book here, and D&D is basically a long-running tabletop adventure role-playing game where you role-play as you impersonate your own fictional character. You roll big dice. Not this one, but just big dice. And then you also battle monsters, go on quests in a fantasy realm, fantasy imagination place, sort of like Final Fantasy, but also more like Lord of the Rings. So it's a mix between games, imagination, text, and partying with your friends. It's a really good game, D&D, so I highly recommend that. But don't expect this game that we're playing today, Heroes of the Lance, to be anything like D&D in terms of the gameplay. Alright guys, let's get started with AD&D, Heroes of the Lance, on the NES. Let's do it. Dragonlance, Heroes of the Lance for the NES. Let's play. Come on. Okay, now this is Dragonlance. We've got a little cast of characters here. We've got Gold Moon. She is sort of a native people's spiritual healer. I think she's also a cleric as well. We got Sturm. He's an he's from an older order of knights. And this is all in the world of Dragonlance, named Kryn is what the world's called. So it's a fantasy universe, sort of like Game of Thrones, sort of like Lord of the Rings, sort of like well, pretty much anything D&D that you can probably think of. It has a lot of familiar things from D&D as well, if you're just familiar with just basic D&D. You got Riverwind, who is Gold Moon's husband, I believe, and he's sort of in the same. Sort of similar to Gold Moon, but he's got a completely different class. In this game, each character has a different class, and that's really important because they play differently. So he's sort of I guess a hunter-ranger guy. I'm not really sure. And then you got Tanis, half-elven. So Tanis is, well, he's half-elf, and he is, in this, I think he's more of a ranger/warrior. I'm not really sure how the classes are exactly on this game. It's not as clear as Final Fantasy, and that's one of the flaws of this game, is it doesn't really explain itself too well. You got Tanis. He's actually the main character of the series, I guess. He's usually in the focus for a while, at least in this first book. You got Tasselhoff, the halfling Kender, who's a thief. He has a Hoopak staff. Yeah, I know a little too much about these books a little bit. I read them a lot when I was like 12, and then I still read them, so they're really good books for any age. Well, maybe not for any age, but they're not like really suited for kids, but they're a good book series, really good. We got Flint the Dwarf. He's an elder dwarf guy, and he's really cool, and he has a big axe, big gray beard. You got Caramon, or Caramon, however you want to pronounce his name. I think it's actually officially Caramon, but I usually call it Caramon because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just a video game. But it's actually a really cool character, and there's a lot of storyline behind this character. And he's a brother. He's a warrior in this with a lot of armor. He's a really big guy. He's the brother to Raistlin, or Raistlin, however you want to pronounce that as well. Who is one of the main focuses of the storyline as well. He's a wizard who, during his training to become a wizard, something went wrong, and he got so much power that it also, at the same time, affected his body physically and mentally a little bit too, and made his skin turn like metallic gold, made his eyes turn into hourglasses, and he basically is like scarred physically from it. And but at the same time, he's a lot stronger magically, but he also has changed himself personally, and this happens at the very start of the book. So that's what this one is. So the very first half, or the gameplay is pretty much like the first half of some parts of the first novel in the series, and this is a long series. I know there's like 12 books at least in the main series of Dragonlance, and then there's other ones. There's like many multiple spin-off novels and role-playing game books. Okay, I think that's it for the characters. So we're entering Zack Saroth, looking for the Discs of Meshakal. I think that's what we're looking for, at least. I don't really remember the story too well right now, but yeah. There's also a movie based on this, but you do not want to see that. You do not want to see that. Stay far away from that. Actually, stay far away from this game as well. If you're watching this video, do not pick up this game unless you are a really hardcore Dragonlance fan and just want to collect it. That's pretty much the reason I got it. Okay, so now this is really bad. It starts you off as Gold Moon in the same order that it showed those characters up there at the very intro. So what you gotta do is push select. You got your main menu. This is a really menu-based game. You've got lots of different things. You've got your score, which I think it shows what you've killed. These are all different types of enemies, like monsters, trolls, ghosts, man, dragon, spider monsters. You got the Baz and Bozaks are actually draconians, which are these sort of like the orcs, but they're like the orcs of Dragonlance, basically. It's what they are. They're not really orcs, but they're dragon people, and they're special, basically. They're for Dragonlance, basically. You got use, which you can use your items. You got your clerical staff spells, which is what she has. She has the clerical staff. There's the magic user spells, which is what Raistlin has. And I think that might be the only guy that has magic, because he's the only wizard, or mage. And then we've got Hero Select, which is where you choose who you want to fight as, or play as. Now what you need to do is you need to switch Gold Moon off with Tanis. But if you look at the bottom of the screen, the top row, the top 4 guys are who you have in your party currently. It's kind of like a Final Fantasy. And then you have, like, kinda. It's hard to say it like that. It's hard to say. Because Final Fantasy is a lot better in the game than this. But Dragonlance is still good, don't get me wrong. The story's good. And then this is the back row, basically. These guys are, like, your secondary party, kinda. Consider it like that. Now, I'm not an expert on this game, by the way. I've never beaten it. I've played it a lot, but not too much, so don't quote me on everything here, but this is basically what it is. These guys can get hit when you... Okay, so you're playing as the first guy here. This is who you play as. Then these guys can all take damage because they're in your party when you get hit, which is weird, but you don't actually see them on the screen, by the way. And these guys in the back, they don't get damaged, so you want to keep them in the back. You want to keep Gold Moon in the back for a long time because you'll need her at specific points in the game, I've heard. I haven't really gotten to that point, but you do also need her to heal your characters using your staff, which can heal characters. In addition, Raistlin has magic, so you want to use them sparingly, so I'm going to switch them out with Flint. And, well, if you know the books, you'll know what the characters are and what they do. If you don't know the books, this is why the game's bad, guys. One reason. If you don't know anything about these characters or the books, this game does not explain them to you at all. as far as I can tell, aside from showing stats. I mean, if you know how to read stats, then maybe you will understand it eventually, but it doesn't tell you, like, this is the strong warrior guy, this is another strong warrior. These are all strong warriors up here, Karma and Flint, Sturm and Tannis, and then you've got, like, it doesn't tell you to switch the mage out. It doesn't tell you how to use the magic. It doesn't tell you how to... I don't even know what Tasselhoff's good for in this game, because I don't know if you can steal things, but normally he could steal things quite naturally. And then you got Riverwind, he's pretty cool too. I think he has a bow and arrow, so it does show their items that they have equipped. And I think Tannis also has a bow and arrow in this game, not a sword. And then, yeah, so we've got all these guys. So I'm gonna switch to Sturm, because that's what I usually do. And Sturm's a really cool guy, because he's got the mustaches. And, let's see what we got here. You got save and load your game. You can take items off the ground, you can drop and give things to, I think, your other players. I'm not really sure. It's a really confusing game, but you've got a lot of different spells. You have to have wrestling and one of your first 4 heroes, and same with that. So it does kind of explain it, but it doesn't tell you right off the bat. It tells you that, it doesn't tell you that there's 2 different party slots. It doesn't tell you that there's, you know, you have to have these guys in the back or else they will get damaged. So let's get into the gameplay. Now you have the B button, doesn't really do... Does the B button do anything? I don't know. It doesn't seem to do anything. Maybe it's for magic. Let me go take a few steps forward. It's kind of a weird system here, guys. You've got well, let's see, I don't even know. I guess I always get confused when I play this game because it's not as I remember. You hold down A, then you can push down and crouch. Okay, if you hold down B, nothing happens. If you hold down nothing, nothing happens. If you run forward, if you walk forward for a few seconds, you'll start running. You see these northwest, east, south compass on the left, bottom left? Now that is where you're going to be looking at a lot because you're going to try to figure out where to go. And you're going through this dungeon here, and I'm not sure what my attack is. Okay, attack is B, but you have to be in a different room. And this is the battle system, guys! A lot of fun. Not really. I kind of wish it was just turn-based, like a D&D or a Final Fantasy. But it's not. It's not. So we're going into the east. So it's a little confusing, because it looks like you're just going south still, but you're actually going east, and it's a little confusing. Oh no, we gotta get away from that guy. He's gonna shoot us. You have to actually hold down the button in order to enter the doors. Hold it down! Hold it on down! And this guy respawns. I think you can get experience points, but I'm not sure exactly how that works on this. And we're gonna need a heal now, so hero select, gold moon there, clerical staff, cure light wounds. You also have cure critical wounds, so I'm gonna do that on him to get myself filled up. And we're gonna remember to switch her back to someone else, because yeah, you can see that Tannis took a little bit of damage even though he was not actually being played, so it's a little weird there. I think A button might be jump, or no, just wait. Pushing up in A is jump, pushing down in A is crouch. Okay, I think I gotta remember that a little more. You can kind of aim when you're attacking too, like I was just doing there. If you noticed, and that block was kind of scary. Let's see if I can pick this up here. Now, I know I complain a lot about this game, and even the Dragonlance movie as well. There hasn't really been a good adaptation of Dragonlance, but I've always wished that they would make a movie. And now that they made Game of Thrones into a really good TV series, it is possible to do these fantasy stories as film now, because Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, even Harry Potter to an extent was actually a really good adaptation of a fantasy novel. So we've got a lot of potential for Dragonlance to become a TV series. There hasn't really been a D&D series that's been successful in terms of live action. I don't really think there has been. I've heard that they're trying to reboot a D&D movie. Maybe they'll choose Dragonlance for the main story. Who knows? They might even choose Forgotten Realms. You never know. Actually, I think that'd probably be a little more likely. Choose a Driz Doerdan, what's it called? Forgotten Realms. No, I don't even know what the book's called. I forgot what it's called right now. I'm gonna take this item. We're gonna give Tannis a green potion. So you can actually choose who you want to pick it up. It doesn't have to be the guy that's standing over it. It just has to be someone in the party. Let's get out of there. Now, this game is pretty basic. All you do is pretty much go from dungeon to dungeon. You try to get to the lower depths of the dungeon and dodge enemies and attack enemies as well. It does switch to combat. If you notice in the very bottom left, it does say combat down there. near the menu bars. Yeah, I think you do get experience in this, but it's just really hard to tell because there's not like a Final Fantasy battle scene where it tells you these things directly. Even the Final Fantasy on NES, as cryptic and confusing as it was with all the maps and stuff, it is a lot more helpful and guiding to you than this game is. And I don't know if this game came with any maps or manuals, because I don't have the box. I bought it used because I bought it in like 2010. So it's a little different from my experience because I couldn't buy it new. So I don't know, it's a pretty cool game, but I don't think it really has that much into it. There is a PC version of this game, I've heard, as there's a lot of D&D games on PC. I actually have quite a few of them. And it's kind of like this one, I guess, but I don't think it's that much better. It might be. Who knows? We'll find out someday. Okay, what am I doing? I'm looking for... Oh, my EXP. Okay, I think if you check there, it tells how many guys you killed. I've killed 6 men, and party experience. Wait, go back. 374. So I guess your whole party experience is the party. Your whole party kind of levels up at once, so I don't really know how that's gonna work. These guys are always tough to kill. I guess they're supposed to be evil dwarves. I really don't know. I thought they were the gully dwarves at first, but I don't think they would be kicking Sturm. So, or any of the Heroes of the Lance, actually. If you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go read the book. Because actually, I highly recommend reading the book if you're interested in things like Game of Thrones, once again, Lord of the Rings, and you're looking for something a little bit more. I'm going to switch. Oops. I'm going to heal Sturm one more time. Because I don't want to die from this Draconian. That green thing shooting at me was the Draconian, guys. It's a dragon, sort of a dragon human monster. And yeah. And he can do some brutal damage to you in this game. Let's try that at Cure Light Wounds. And we're gonna do it one more time. And we're gonna do it one more time again to Tannis. And then we're gonna make sure you switch her out, because you don't want to forget to do that, because you just don't. Now I use Sturm a lot because he's one of my favorite characters at this part. I just like him, the way he acts and everything. But I'm gonna switch over to Flint for a little bit. She's a dwarf, so a little bit shorter. But see, this is one of the annoyances of this game as well with this monster, the Draconian. What they usually do is they shoot things at you and they back up continuously. It's really bad. So there, and it's cool they have that effect there. If you notice that in the book they turn to stone and then they explode when they die. So it's a really cool effect that they kind of tried to do in this game. You can kind of tell they did it. I don't think he can get hit by these Draconians, which is what I was trying to hoping that would not happen, because he's so short, so he can't really do it. Or I don't know what that is though. It's like a blast comes out of him after he dies. I don't really know what that is. I got a pouch. So you get these items, but I haven't really figured out how to, or what to really do with them. What is up with these guys? There are 2 of them kicking me. Look, let's bail out of this. This is not cool. Dwarf on dwarf's not gonna work. Me not that kind of dwarf. Okay, I don't know where else to go then. Like, let's scroll some more. Let's go down here. These dwarf guys are scaring me. Let's see if I can jump over them. Yeah, you can dodge them by pushing the jump button, which you actually need to jump a certain part of the game. I think you have to jump over some obstacles. So the jump is actually useful. It's kind of weird, but it is. I'm gonna actually, I'm not gonna heal them because I'm not. I think you actually have limited heals, but I don't really know how to tell how many you have. So I'm gonna switch him with that guy, and we're gonna play as Riverwind for a little bit. You can kind of tell who they are just by looking at the icons. Jeez. I guess we're rough enough to fight that guy. I should have just done that from the start, but I was trying to jump over him. Now this game has a very confusing layout for the levels. I mean, like what you're looking at here is very confusing. I'm not entirely sure where to go, but eventually you'll get to this other part where it looks like there's like giant like melting pot things. I don't know how to explain it, but that's what it looks like there is. and then eventually you'll go. Eventually you will get down to this lower depths, and you go down this like water slide thing. It's weird. It's like a little cutscene. I'm probably gonna die. I didn't die. Sweet. That means I should heal. And yeah, so we're gonna switch over to Gold Moon, and she's gonna heal up her hubby. Or I don't think they're married yet at this part of the game, or this part of the story. I think they get married at the end of the book, actually. Spoilers! It's not really that big of a deal, but it's a happy moment, a short happy moment in the middle of this trilogy of books, or in the middle of the first, or end of the first book, actually. They're quite long books. They're not too long. I mean, like Game of Thrones is like 3 times longer than the book, the first Game of Thrones book. But than this, but or maybe it's twice as long. I don't know. But and they have some really interesting characters, and they're probably my favorite use of D&D in a novel form. Is the Dragonlance books? That's probably my favorite D&D world to read about in a storyline. And I don't know where I'm going. We're gonna take care of these bad guys. It feels like I'm fighting a lot more bad guys and going back and forth in areas that I've already been to on this playthrough today than I normally do on this game. So we're gonna, I'm not even getting very far today. Oh! Let's go. Go in the door. Go back in the door. Go down. I can't go down. I don't know where to go. I can go up here. Ah! It's like, starts right on him. Oh no, I'm about to die. I died. Oh crap, no! Oh no! I tried to switch her out. I didn't realize that. See, I always forget to do that, like halfway through the game. And River One's dead. You can probably raise him back, I think, using using the staff, actually. So let's switch over to Flint, because he's good against these Draconians, remember? Okay, here we go. This is where I remember now. This weird, like, melting pot looking thing. I think you go down it, and that's the slope that takes you to the lower dungeon. You hear the sound of a distant alarm bells. I'm not sure what that really is a reference to. Then we've got a troll here. A troll. But yeah, I think this is a troll we gotta take down. Flint is actually a really good guy to use in this game. I'm almost surprised how strong he is and the attacks that he can dodge. I mean, I know he's a really good old warrior guy, but dang, he is like really good in this game. Like, he's not getting hurt hardly at all. And I don't know, everyone else is getting hurt when he gets hit, so it's kind of a weird thing there. Let's see if I can take down. So he can't fight these other dwarves, which I find weird. I've never been in this room before in this game either, so I'm kind of excited to see what goes on a little bit further before we all die. Now, I totally forgot to rescue Riverwind before he died, and now he's completely dead. So we kind of goofed there, but I'm not doing a full Let's Play or playthrough or anything. I'm just kind of sampling what we got here. That's the first time I've shown Caramon. He's a very strong guy. He might be the strongest physically in terms of strength stats in this game, but I don't really know. Take down this dwarf thing. Those guys creep me out. Actually, a lot of the things in this game creeps me out. The graphics are quite poor. Not even just from a technical standpoint, but they just look bad. The character portraits are kind of like a really pixelated, bland version of some of the art in the original books, like on the covers and stuff. And there's actually art in the books too as well. There's like on the chapters, but I don't know. Let's see what this is. What am I picking up? Shield. Oh, I got a shield. See, I don't know how to really equip these things that you get. Maybe I can't equip it, or maybe I already auto-equip it. I have a shield in my hand, but I don't know if I already have that. I don't know. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Who knows? Let's continue on this Dragonlance adventure. Oh my god, why are they back? Oh no, 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 no. I tried to skip them. But we're dead. This is the final battle! We must destroy all these things! Oh crap. There's no way past. There's 2 of them. I can't jump over them. Come on, Flint. Smack them down. Smack them down. Smack them down. Now I gotta switch guys. This is our final straw here, guys. We're getting out of this game. We're getting out of this game. I'm gonna switch to Tanis. Actually, I'm gonna switch to Raistlin, and we're gonna use some of his magic spells in a second here. I'm gonna switch them and stand back a little ways. Switch over to him, and put him there, and then we're gonna use magic. And we got a lot of magic that you probably won't even use in this game, but they have it all from the book. So they have all his moves. They have Burning Hands, Charm, Sleep, Magic Missile, Web, which is used in the book. He uses Detect Magic. Well, he doesn't use it, but he has it in this. I guess he would have that in the book too. Final Strike, Burning Hands. I already saw that. But he does have Web, which is funny. And we've got... I don't know what move I should use. I also use Magic Missile. Did I use it? I don't think Magic Missile affects us. And I haven't even seen Wrastlin's sprite in this in a long time, so it looks weird. Usually he gets killed before I can use him, which is sad. So we are going to switch him out. I don't really have anyone that I could use normally. I could try Tasselhoff. I'll try him after I defeat this dwarf. Oh, whoa! They didn't switch. Okay, switch up. There we go. Yeah, switch up. You have to hold a weird diagonal and down / push the B button a whole bunch combo in order to defeat these dwarves, and sometimes they don't even hit them very well, but we got rid of that one. Now our other guys are dead, but since we're not really playing for keeps, so which way do we go now? We already went in there, that's where we came from, then we go down here. I guess we just go forward in this new area of the dungeon. But it plays the same repetitive song throughout the whole game, pretty much. Found the waterfall. Here's a nice soothing song. I think this actually heals your whole team, which I probably should have gone and do first, which is normally what I do, actually. I don't usually go into that last room because I didn't know it was there until now. Look at that water grab. It looks like tin foil falling down a cement block from the underground of Mario or something. So it actually, I think it heals everyone fully, as long as they're still alive. So that's pretty helpful. We gotta watch out for those falling bricks. And then, this is the part where you have to run, so let's see if I can even make it. Oh, I made it! I've got these, I think it's a little Draconian. I don't really understand what that guy's story is. It's just a different type of Draconian. There was at least two different types of Draconian in the book. Yeah, that was a Draconian. I think. I don't know. I could be wrong. So what this chalice is up here on this shelf. Let's take it, I guess Tasselhoff will take it. Something he would do. Gold chalice. Okay, we got a gold chalice. See, I don't really understand what any of these items are for. I don't really understand what you even do with them, really. But you can pick them up. And there's no real point in really keeping them because there's no town in this game. There's no shop. Basically, this whole game consists, from what I know, inside this dungeon. And it's like from like 2 or 3 chapters in the book is what this dungeon is. It's not the whole book. It's not even like a good part of the book. It's just like a single like adventurous part of the book. And I'm not sure where I'm going really either now. So this part of the game is all new to me. I usually just give up around this part. What is that? A firebug? What is that? It's like evil turtle. Oh, it's the spider. Okay. Because I saw the spider on the enemy list. Okay, so we're running. Kind of look like Link a little bit here. Got the green tunic and no pants. I don't know what's up with that. I guess he's kind of like a bearded Link. Let's go in here. That's where we came out of last time. Can I go up that? No. Hey, the music changed. What is this? Is this the end? What does it mean? Oh, we're getting shot at. Okay, there's like pew pew ghost. Get away here. Get away. I don't even know how to fight a wraith. I've never been to this part of the game, guys. This is awesome. It's something new in a game that I've been trying to progress in for a while. Oh, look at those shields. What is this? A skelly man. What is this thing? Whoa, exploded. Okay, oh, that was cool. Well, that was cool. I don't know what those... What are those? Let's see what they are if I pick them up. I think they're just shields again. Yeah, they're shields. Okay, we can pick up 3 different shields if we want a shield. Now we're going in, this door. I don't know why the music changed. I didn't know... What the... Oh my god! Kill it! Kill it with fire! I forgot what button I'm pushing. Come on, you can do it, Flint. Oh no. Tasselhoff? No. Tasselhoff's adventure has ended very quickly. Let's get out of here. Oh. Well, everyone's dead. We've got 2 mages. Let's do this! I'm actually going to switch to Raceland because, yeah, I've never even seen that part of the game before. I've never seen that monster before, by the way, guys. This is pretty cool. At least I made it a little bit further, so I am getting a little bit better, but Raceland cannot do anything. He's basically like frail old guy without his magic, and I don't know how to use the magic because I tried Magic Missile and it didn't do anything. You failed in your quest for the Dismashakal. It's all black and white. It's like sad. It's like, oh, we failed. Now we got to start over. You can save and load at I think at any point in the game. So if you're really into it, you can save and you can try again, and that's basically how you continue. I think, because when you die, you lose everything, and you don't get any points unless you win. I think, because I never get any points, but then you get game points. So I don't know what that is. There's a couple other files on this cartridge. I think one of them might be before I even bought it. But that's the game, and there's nothing else you can do. It just leaves it on the spot until you push reset, which is a little bit normal for some older games. But yeah, so that is AD&D, Dungeons and Dragons, Dragonlance, Heroes of the Lance for the NES, played by Kevin from Hybrid Games. Alright, my final thoughts. Read the book, don't watch the movie, don't play the game, unless you want to collect them for some reason. Yeah, stay away from this game, stay away from the movie, read the book. Alright, guys. Yeah, that's about it. Stay tuned to Hybrid Games for more classic gaming goodness. Until next time, Hybrid Games will see you then. Hybrid Games, out!